video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Jeebus.
Oh,
Come
my
on,
God.
man.
Oh my God! Oh, I can't believe we started up.
I'm gonna
the
spill
show
my
that way.
coffee.
Loki, why did you?
Holy shit!
That was the best thing I've watched all fucking morning.
Just imagine waking up to that face. You're
Oh, God.
Captain Lorca, and you turn over, and that's greeting you there in the morning, like, hey.
No wonder he wanted to kill everybody. What to do?
I don't know where to begin, ladies and gentlemen.
Do I have any Kelbian in my teeth?
Oh my God.
Bloody hell!
Use their ganglia for dental floss.
And the giant planetary mass behind her. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here, and the what we just witnessed has got to be one of the worst. I don't even know where to begin. Let's see if I can get a good picture of Captain Killy.
Should be right after that,
Yeah.
or right before. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's her from behind. You can't
There.
miss her. There you was.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm just like,
That's actually better than the full front on shot, but yeah.
Full front on shot takes up the whole TV, and I got a 65-incher.
that's better than the Burnham shot we had when we opened. So
Oh yeah.
There you go.
That's a
She's got
whole
that
lot of woman
straight-
right
Look
there.
how far back she has to be to not. God. She's like 6 feet back. You can't tell because you don't think she is, but she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing.
That right there is a forced perspective bird.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It wasn't a
morning.
good morning for us. It wasn't a good morning for us. Psychodorp 9, we just showed a picture of Burnham with, I don't know, a planetary mass in her mouth. And then we showed Tilly, which is a planetary mass of her own.
Burnham may have rabies. I'm not sure.
Whatever she is, she needs to fire her makeup artist.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? We are reviewing whatever we just watched because it's not Star Trek.
Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 9, Terra Firma Part 1.
Or The Legend of Carl.
Yeah.
Carl, my new favorite Star Trek character.
Q on a budget.
Yeah, Q I was like, I hope that's Q, and I hope he just erases all of them from existence. Just snap, gone. We'll fix this right away. You go back to the mirror universe, we get rid of Discovery and the crew and burn them because humanity can't have a perfect being. I'm sorry, but it's against the continuum for humanity to have someone so close to being able to be a Q. The Borg replaced the Omega particle as perfection with Michael Burnham. I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. I've been doing this show for almost a year, and I've never been without words. And this morning, I'm without words.
I think we all are.
And Captain Spire with a $2 super chat. I have coffee. I have my phaser. I have real Shrek. I am jealous. Captain
Yes.
Spire.
You're definitely not going to get it here.
No.
Sir.
And this is what I want to do to STD this morning. And this is what I felt like it did to me during this whole episode. Skull, Captain Spire. Even the dogs agree. Even the dogs agree this morning. Just kill it. Kill it, blow it up, fatality. I don't even know where to begin. Does someone want to start? Because I don't even know where to begin.
Well, the episode starts with the man in black, who's, I don't know if we ever got his name officially, but in the subtitles, he's Kovich. He's that guy in black with the glasses. And the episode starts off with him and Dr. Colbert. And he tells Colbert, well, I could have saved you a lot of time if you'd come to me first. And tells him there's absolutely no cure for what's happening to Georgiou. And he shows some secret file of a time soldier that is from the JJ verse, because he says that this guy came over after a Romulan mining ship. So that made a time incursion. So that means JJ verse. And he died a horrible, painful death because he was from a parallel universe and went into the future. And he was in so much pain that the Federation Medical Council actually authorized euthanasia of him.
Yeah.
They just put him out of his misery. He was in so much pain. And somehow Georgiou is going to go through something even worse because she's from even further back in time. And apparently your molecules want to go back to the time they were created.
How does that make any sense?
Well, time and universe. So if you just move in time, it's not so bad. But if you move time and universe, then you die.
Has anyone ever heard anything like that before in science fiction ever?
Nope.
Well, I mean, in Voyager, there was some people getting sick from doing too much time travel. In some of the episodes,
Was that crazy guy in LA?
He was one, but there was an episode with 7 of 9 where she became a temporal agent, and she was only allowed like 4 jumps or something.
Oh, yeah.
And she had to make a 5th jump, so then she died, but she let her past self continue, who only made 1 jump. So there is some Trek canon for something to this effect, but I mean, Jesus Christ, the number of times the original series cast went back and forth in time, certainly exceeded what we saw in Voyager. But maybe the way they went back in time made a difference. I don't know.
I'm
One of them.
Oh, go ahead, Bird.
Okay, so one of the most disturbing things that Kovich tells us is that they refused to send him back to his own universe because of something called the interdimensional displacement restriction clause of the temporal accords, which he claims are ironclad. It is ironclad. The temporal accords are ironclad. And if they're so ironclad, why is Discovery allowed to exist? They're allowed to go out. They're allowed to everybody knows they're from the past, but they're allowed to exist. And also, they should know the spore drive has the possibility of flying through time and to other universes. So the whole spore drive should be against the temporal accords, according to Kovich, but nobody seems to care.
And the temporal war's over.
Right.
Don't ask how it ended, but it's over. You missed it. Be glad you
I missed it. Did I blink? Is that what happened?
Yeah. He says in that same sentence, you missed the temporal.
Be glad.
temporal war.
Be glad
you missed them.
Okay.
When you weaponize time, terrible things happen.
Yeah.
Although, again, in Voyager, I would think that Crenum ship that could just blink an entire species out of existence, that was weaponized time.
Mhm.
That looked far more destructive than anything we've seen in this Federation time fight.
And Pod Racing Palpatine, winner of the Boonta Eve Classic. Where are the time cops when you need them? Jean-Claude Van Damme would take names and kick ass. I at least that's something I could understand.
To me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, to me, we had two episodes. We had two different 20-minute episodes. We had the before they go to the mirror universe and after they go to the mirror universe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they never cross over again between stories once. And for those who don't know, Georgiou goes to the mirror universe. She doesn't know where she's going. She steps through a door. The only promise is it's a cure. And she actually steps back into her past body in the mirror universe to a day she remembers living before. So she goes back in time. It's a very weird time jump, not one we've ever seen before, where though the physical body goes through the door, she just somehow enters her previous body. Yet she brings with her, she's wearing clothes that she was wearing in the past, but she's wearing a bracelet that comes with her from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very, very surprising.
Yeah, and an alternate dimension. Okay, we will explain how this happened, guys, if it's scientifically possible. $5 super chat from Psychodorf9. Thank you so very much, brother. Says Disco Trek is allergic to continuity. I would completely agree with that.
Mhm.
And this is what I want to do to STD this morning. Skull! Just burn it all in Dragonfire. Just burn it all. Burn it all in Dragonfire. It doesn't make any sense. Thank you so very much, Psychodorf9. You guys keep the home fires burning bright in Valhalla and definitely have saved my morning because this was bad. Bird, you did not want to ruin it for us. You talked about I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. And I'm assuming you're talking about Carl,
my favorite new character. So basically, so they were having this conversation, and Kovich, the man in black, says there's absolutely no way you can cure Georgiou. And the smug Dr. Colbert asked the Discovery computer, who's obviously the smartest computer ever now, is there any solution? And the computer's like, yes, there is one. So COVID's like, okay, well, what's this solution? And they said Danis 5. They got to go to the planet Danis 5.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, okay, we're skipping a bunch of stuff. Saru doesn't want to go, but the Admiral gives them permission. So they go to Danis 5. They beam down to where the sphere said to go, the sphere data said to go, and there's nothing there. It's an ice planet. So then Michael Burnham says, oh, we're supposed to go this way. And then they go on like a 20-minute walk or God knows how long walk. Well, if they know where they're supposed to go, why not just beam there to begin with? They don't, because they needed to have conversation while they walk through the snow, which I guess was supposed to remind us of the first episode where Michael and real Georgiou walk through the desert. But they finally, when the conversation ends, naturally, Georgiou's like, well, where are we? And then just then, Michael Burnham checks. She's like, I got a life form, almost something like a life form. And then all of a sudden, there's a man looking like, I don't know, dressed from like the 1960s with a cigar, a hat, sitting on a Adirondack lawn chair that you could buy at your local CVS and table. And he's reading a newspaper, paper newspaper. That we don't, I mean, it's hard to find newspaper today, black and white. And it has as the headline, Emperor Georgiou dies painfully or something. And we're introduced to Carl, and Michael's like, who are you? And he starts cracking, one-line jokes. Like, what's this door? There's a doorway next to him. There's just a door and a door frame standing. I thought this was going to be a crossover to the Twilight Zone. I honestly thought we were looking at Twilight Zone crossover. And I was like, well, that's how they're going to kill Star Trek. We're going to cross over to Twilight Zone. But no, it wasn't a crossover, apparently. This was a legit, serious attempt at Star Trek. And so Carl basically just answers questions with jokes, doesn't give straight answers, and basically implies, and then Georgiou realizes that the cure is stepping through the door. And that's what she does. She goes, and once she gets through the door, she gets into the mirror universe. It's everything leading up to that that's of interest.
Heirs of Chaos with the $5 super chat says, so why didn't Prime Spock suffer the same fate in the Kelvin universe? What is considered a new universe to the writers? My head hurts.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I would bet they're going to say, since Spock was still alive at the time he went into the mirror universe, there was a Spock who was still alive, that the time difference wasn't all that much. If Spock had gone, a couple hundred years in the future, then he would have died. But since he went to a time relatively close to the time he left from, or that he was, I don't know. I have no, what? That's a great point. Because he was a very old Spock going to a very young Spock's time. Yeah. So you're right. Maybe that's what killed him in the long term. I don't know.
And since we've got Bird here today, I've got to do this. Thank you so very much, Heiress of Chaos, and score!
Oh.
Awesome.
I wish Chang would just decloak and just blow up all of them.
I'm as constant as the Northern Star.
Yes. Oh, I'd give real money if he'd shut up. If they'd shut up on STD. If they just shut up on STD, I'd give him real money. And why does that make sense? Because Bones went back in time with the rest of the crew to 20th century Earth and knows what real money is.
The money is, yeah.
It's amazing that they could like throw that joke in there. They're smart enough to throw that joke in there in the movies, but we don't have a writing team smart enough to make any of this make sense. I was just lost. I honestly, I've never felt lost in a Star Trek episode. And I'm like, well, why, like Bird said, why does she have the Terran Empress clothes on, but she's got the bracelet on? Where is the Empress from that time period? Why did she just jump into the body? Can they explain any of this? No, they're just doing it.
It's a quantum leap.
Well,
Somebody said that in the chat before. Like they're ripping off quantum leap.
I think I figured it out, Loki. And not too many people on the panel or in the chat will understand this, but I think you will. I think they need to announce the ghost writer of this show. It's not been a writer's room. It's been one man. Because there's only one person in my entire life that has written this stupid that I've been able to see. I think the ghost writer of Star Trek Discovery is Vince Russo.
I would not be surprised. I would not.
He's the only one that think about it. His writing style. Every character has to have a part. Forget the main subject matter. That doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. All that matters is the conflict between the characters. And every character must have a part, no matter how small or big. They must have a role. That's Vince Russo 101. That's what I'm looking at in Star Trek Discovery. I'm just saying.
And Colin P. Smith makes a very good point. I think it's a problem across most of the genre. You have not very clever, talented showrunner, and they don't dare employ anyone who would show them up. They fired someone. I can't remember his name at the moment, but they had a great writer in there, and they fired him because he talked about his own people. So he brought up being a human being, and they were like, "Oh no, goodbye."
Oh Jesus.
At the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we're going to HR to get you fired. I'm at a Dave Bob. Did any of this make sense to you?
I'm just sitting back on this. I'm really honestly speechless. I was lost through this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the end game here? That she doesn't kill Burnham for trying to kill her because Burnham's banging Elrond of Rivendell? I don't understand. Lorca, who was he in the Harry Potter movies? I don't.
Lucius Malfoy.
Lucius Malfoy, thank you. She's banging Lucius Malfoy, so she's gonna kill her, but she doesn't kill her this time because we have control of our own destinies and discoveries. It was
because that's been her nightmares over the last little bit, is her killing Burnham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
over
Walter
the last episodes, right?
Her nightmare was killing somebody named San.
Oh. Okay, well then this really doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Mm-mm.
Mr. Tickle Trunk. I don't even care about this shit. I'm just here to listen to people bitch. Is it though, Positive Candor? Is it though? You had Stamets putting on a play. They eat Saru's people for dessert,
and they fly around on magic drapes. I mean,
Tilly is now Darth Killy. All rise in the presence of Darth Killy. I'm Killy. I'm Captain Killy.
She does fill out her uniform.
Oh yeah. There was
fridge,
cleavage. I saw it.
My fridge is a better universe, and probably more intelligent too. Whatever you're growing in there, it's probably more intelligent than the writer's room on STD. Psychodorf 9 with a $2 super chat. STD proving the impossible. Getting even worse. I can't disagree with you, Psychodorf 9, and thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
That alone.
Something that Star Trek Discovery will never earn.
Who smoked all the drugs and wrote this?
It's no wonder that they're not selling anything. The ships don't look good. The uniforms look like shit. I haven't seen any tech that's worth like, oh yeah, I really want that. I don't get it. You don't got any good Klingons. You don't have any good Klingon ships. I haven't seen anything in the way of battles that I'm like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. It's been crying in hallways and how can we save a murdering bitch that's on the crew? I
got to bring up what I think was the ultimate insult in this episode. So when Georgiou was saying goodbye, well, when they were about to beam off the ship, and Saru and Tilly come over to say goodbye. Now, like 5 minutes earlier, Georgiou had actually thrown a plate of food onto Tilly. And I was like, you're going to get everybody on the ship killed. But now she had changed her mind and she was okay with everybody. And like, oh, Tilly, you're going to be good here. It's okay. But Saru says to Georgiou, he's like, I want you to know I've learned as much from you as I have from Prime Georgiou. I thought that was a tremendous insult. Prime Georgiou, he knew for like 15 years. She took him from his planet and like helped him through the academy and then made him an officer on her ship. She knew the guy for a long, long time. This Georgiou, how long has he known her? A year? Maybe less? And they don't really get along all that well. What could this Georgiou have taught him to equate to his lifelong friend?
She shared her recipes on how to make it, how to
exactly
cook with people,
Right. I mean, when they do talk, it was mostly about how she was going to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these people don't remember the show they've shown us. I mean, this is not how these two should be reacting to each other. And everybody was out of character this episode. Everybody was out of character this episode.
Even mirror character, Bird?
Well, mirror characters we don't really know so much about.
Okay.
So it's those that I can forgive. Like, honestly, everything I have in the mirror universe, I literally have very little to no problem with because it's all forgivable because we don't know much. The only problem I have with the mirror universe was that now they want to tell us that they had those little droids in the mirror universe.
Yeah.
Which, this is 20 years before Mirror Mirror in TOS, or 10 or 20 years before Mirror Mirror in TOS. They shouldn't be having tech more advanced than the TOS Enterprise.
Details, Bert. Details.
But that's relatively minor on the scale of things.
And why is it in regular, like in Prime Universe, they can't act worth a damn, and then in Mirror Universe they overact to the point where you feel sorry for them. Like, what the hell?
Well, because in the Mirror Universe you kind of have to overact because nobody's really that nuts.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, but Sinishwa Martin Green, that's her name, right?
Sonequa, yeah.
Yeah. This was horrible. This was fucking horrible. I mean, you guys saw it at the beginning. The face of Burnham, just mouth agape. I don't even know.
I mean, her facial, whatever you want to call them, would make Jim Carrey blush. I mean, Jesus Christ.
She said, I'm really from the Mirror Universe. Fergal Prey is from the Mirror Universe. Deed, you weren't supposed to tell anybody.
And why are they saying mirror universe?
Well,
why
she
are
did.
they even calling it the mirror universe?
Georgiou did at least say, in my universe, you guys are the mirror. But you're right. They shouldn't be using that term at all. That term hadn't been used yet. In fact, nobody should know about the mirror universe, right? Until Kirk. But I mean, they already broke that in season 1, so I guess it's not worth complaining about again. But you're right. Then there was the great, and these are all scenes before the mirror universe, where Georgiou is pissed off because she knows she's going to die, so she's exercising in the Discovery gym, and apparently in the gym equipment they've got hatchets and katana Japanese swords, and she takes out a hatchet at one point and throws it. Michael ducks out of the way, and it literally gets embedded in a wall. And then she takes a sword and like gets it right to Michael's neck. Like this is not gym equipment. Even if you were in a boxing match or something, or fencing, this is not fencing equipment. These were battle swords meant to kill. They're just hanging out in the gym. They're just there. There's many of them.
Did they ever call it the mirror universe in DS9? It was just an alternate universe, wasn't it? Did they actually ever say mirror universe?
The original episode in TOS was Mirror Mirror, but I don't think they ever called it the Mirror Universe.
I'm not sure.
I think in DS9, didn't they just refer to it as the alternative timeline?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. An alternate reality.
Yeah. I don't think they ever coined the phrase.
It's fan fiction. It's fan fiction.
Really bad fan fiction.
It's fan fiction. DJ Odyssey says, well, they can play it off that only the Discovery crew knew about the mirror universe and then went forward in time. So that's why Kirk thinks he's the first to know. I don't know, reaching for straws. I don't think they even thought it out that much, DJ. I don't think the writers have the intelligence to actually think in any of that out. They just, we call it the mirror universe, so they call it the mirror universe. The other side, yes, they called it the other side. That's what when Kira's talking to herself, the other side. I don't think they ever called it the mirror universe.
They had writers, Loki, not Vince Russo.
So Georgiou is there, but knows what she knows now, but is still playing the role. And Burnham and Lorca want to kill her. Why is Lorca hasn't gone to the prime timeline yet?
I guess not. This was before Discovery, because they had just commissioned the Charon, the big ship with the star as a power source. So this took place before even Discovery Episode 1.
Lorca wasn't in this, so we don't know yet. Maybe we'll get an answer to that. Maybe he'll come back in the next episode. I don't know. The worst part of this was seeing that, guess what? There's gonna be a part 2.
Oh yeah.
Next Thursday, kids.
Terra Firma part 2.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
I'm at a loss. Fan fiction would be better. Yes, Philip Pandemic fan fiction would be better. I can't tell you how many times I was just no. No. I give up. Shoot me. Put a fork in me. Why did I? Oh, I'm at a loss. 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, I almost made it 1 year, and I'm at a loss as to how to explain this giant dumpster fire I've watched for what, 9 weeks now. We've gotten
Has
till
it been that long?
January.
Ugh.
Yes, this was
We're not
episode
done yet?
9.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ugh. Right.
Episode 9.
9 of 12 or 13.
That was gonna be. I was gonna say, how many are there, Bird?
January 7th is the last episode.
Oh, they're gonna ruin my birthday with this crap.
Oh, they're gonna ruin New Year's Eve.
Massive.
New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. Not a lot of
Ugh.
Thank God we got Boxing Day. Can I just give it all back?
Return all of it.
Yeah, return. I don't care about
Return
the,
receipts.
I don't want the fucking store credit. I don't want the fucking just here. Take it back. I don't want it. Fuck it.
Hey, Cotton Connection, Snowdub, how you doing, brother? We've got a $2 Canadian from Pat Steven Skull, Harley Bulge Universe, Pepperidge Farms remembers. If I had a picture of the Harley Bulge, I could have dealt with that better than this. So we'll you know what? I just nuke it all. Skull! Start saying Loki's a warmonger.
Well, you got to know that Burnham's bulge is going to be bigger no matter what.
Lord Pop, I thought it was an awesome episode. 10 out of 10. Spock looked great with the goatee, and the Tantalus device was cool. Oh, wait. I watched the wrong. You watched Star Trek. This is Michael Burnham's show. This is different. This is Michael Burnham. Not Star Trek. And yeah, thank you so much, DJ Odyssey. Just think Christmas, we get to see more Crappy Who too.
Oh God, that's right. I thought it was for New Year's this year, not Christmas.
I don't know. So, was there anything else? Are we missing anything?
Not really.
That hour we can't get back.
There's that.
Well, we did get some confirmation for those who fancy themselves scholars of the Mirror Universe history. It was always suspected, but confirmed absolutely, that the Mirror Universe is tied to ancient Rome.
Oh, yes.
At one point, they even say of Rome. They call her of Rome. So it doesn't confirm that Rome never fell. But at some point, probably Rome rose again, and they decided to, take up like it had been in one constant dynasty since Caesar. So,
we did forget to mention that Saru has found a fellow Kelpian.
Oh yes, yeah. So that distress signal that was for some reason encrypted, that Adira forgot to hit enter on, and her algorithm was frozen for days. And then Stamets comes by like, "Oh, you forgot to hit enter," and then it just finished magically. And then they see it, and they're like, "Oh, we got to get Saru here." So do they comm Saru? Do they hit their comm badge and say, "Saru, please come to engineering"? No. The best way to get Saru is to literally send Adira to go physically look around the ship to find Saru.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So then eventually Saru makes it back to engineering, and they're looking at it, and it turns out it's a Kelpian woman who's captain of the ship that sent the Federation distress signal 100 years ago. And Saru still doesn't want to go actually check the signal, but he also doesn't want to tell Admiral Vance about it. He's like, well, let's wait. Admiral Vance is pretty busy with this whole Emerald chain. So let's wait till we have more info. I mean, it is a distress call. The whole point is you go to see the distress call. But no, Saru wants more info. So Stamets is going to hack their signal using their prefix code to see what the sensors are recording on that ship, rather than go to the freaking ship, which they could go to instantly with the spore drive. They don't lose any time. There's no time. It doesn't matter. Like they ask, where's this planet? What does it matter? The planet could be anywhere in the galaxy. It takes an instant to get there. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just, it would literally take them 5 minutes to jump over there, see if anybody's alive, and jump back.
But that would ruin the suspense of bullshit.
I know.
And Mr. Tickle Trunk with a $5 Canadian super chat. I'd rather lick a cat's ass than watch it. They even break gym continuity, fucking swords in an Earthling gym in space. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Thank you so much.
I didn't have one to begin with.
Yeah.
The only possible explanation you have there is that is a future holodeck.
And this is what I want to do. This is my explanation for what I want to do to STD this morning. Skull! If we could only actually do it.
Burn it down.
If we could only actually do it. Captain Spire Loki, it's the DS9 episode Emperor's New Cloak, where they steal the cloaking device, save the Grand Nagus. Brunt is a super nice guy and sends Rom into a mental hilarity. Yes, he does. Yes, Brunt in our universe is evil, and Brunt in this universe is good. And Derek McManus, poor bird, I can feel the frustration from 5,000 miles away. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. So, is there even a score that is bad enough to? I don't know. We'll start with Sam. Sam, I would think and give us a number.
Can we go into negative numbers?
Yes, we can go into negative numbers.
Because I'm crossing into negatives here because none of this episode made any sense to me whatsoever. I was sitting here watching it going, what the fuck am I watching? So I'm looking at a -2 here.
A -2. A -2 from Samantha Joe. Day Bob.
I'll just almost have to pass on this. I don't even have a number for it. I mean, you got to have a cohesive universe that numbers even matter.
No number, and just a no number. Not even worth giving a score to. Rambling Canuck.
See, I'm scared to give this one a grade because I know next week's going to be worse. Fuck. Just can the grade be fuck it?
Yeah. Grade can be whatever you want. We got a negative, we got a nothing, and we've got a fuck it. I'm completely negative plaid from DJ. Yeah, with Darth Tilly. All rise in the presence of Darth Tilly. Yeah. I'm sure she walked up to Burnham and said, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well we can handle them. I'm sure they got them twisted while they were doing something. I'm just rambling here because I know I'm going to have to watch Picard. and I don't think it was worth the trade. It was worth the no. I got Canuck on here, and Canuck obviously was like, Loki, you have to watch the card because I'm watching this with you. I think I lost both ways. I think no matter what, I lost both ways. Bird. Oh, well, Bird is MIA at the moment, so I'll just give mine and then we'll go back to Bird. I think that the writers on Billy Madison, when they said we are all now dumber for having listened to this, they had no idea what they were predicting in the future. This is the biggest pile of sci-fi shit I have ever seen. It's so big that I've got to.
That is one big pile of shit.
And it's not even good enough because it's not as bad. That pile of shit is not as bad as what we just watched. That's like at least an entertaining pile of shit. At least with that pile of shit, you're like, oh wow, that's a giant pile of shit. Wow, you got Ian Malcolm. That is one big pile of shit. This is not even, oh my God, that's one. No, this is a universe of shit. And we are all now dumber for having watched it. I have lost brain cells. There is no doubt about that. Bird, what do you got, Bird?
So yeah, I'm gonna have to break with the group. As much as this had a lot of problems, it was probably my favorite episode of the season. Literally because of Carl. And the mirror universe, they can't really F that up too much. So there's really only 20 minutes of bad track, which is a big improvement over most of the other episodes. And I was so worried that this was going to be the episode that was like, going to kill everything. But it didn't. It really didn't. Aside from the usual terrible writing, and I mean terrible, it was okay. I actually gave this my highest score yet. An unprecedented 5 out of 10.
Bird, are we gonna see you on a live stream opening a package of money again?
Not that I'm aware of, but if they want to send money, they're welcome to. I'm gonna be honest. This was not saying it's a good episode. I'm just saying, out of all the episodes this season, it's the least offensive. I thought it deserved some recognition. It's stupid, but it's funny stupid to me. Haha, not, my God, what are you doing to the legacy of Trek?
Damning with faint praise.
I don't know. I mean, listen, it's just what I feel. Obviously, people are entitled to their opinions.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying people should subscribe for it. Certainly not. But compared to last week, the week before, and that awful episode of Unification that I was literally like breaking my microphone over, I didn't have one. I didn't have one giant, physically ill attack. It was just, oh, this is dumb. This is stupid. This makes no sense. This really makes no sense. And then like, oh, mirror universe. Okay, well, nothing matters anymore.
Do you need a mic, Bird?
No. In fact, it's I gotta say this. It's a Blue Yeti. I'll give credit where credit's due. It hit the floor pretty hard, and it's still fine.
Yeah.
So,
mine did that once. It fell off my boom arm. Yeah. And I was like, no. And then okay, it's all right.
Yeah. So credit to Blue Yeti or Blue, whatever the name of the company is. Blue. Quality mic.
Yes.
But yeah. So it's okay. We can agree to disagree this episode. But I tell you what, if next episode is bad, that means I'm going to have I'm going to fall, the biggest fall of score of anybody. I mean, I will go to negative and imaginary numbers if I need to. We'll get irrational. I don't care.
Well, okay, so that they mentioned the Emperor in Enterprise. Is that Georgiou? Is it Georgiou that Empress Sato shows up to kill?
No, because this is 80 years after Enterprise. Empress.
Okay, yeah. Is she the descendant of Sato?
You see, I would have thought she was, but in this episode, they talked about Georgiou was actually came from nothing. That she was a poor child, but she fought her way up. So then she really was not. She was not royalty. She fought her way into the position she has. Assuming that's true, which I mean doesn't have to be, but assuming that's true, she's not a descendant of Hoshi. I would have liked if she had been.
Psychodorf 9 with a $5 super chat. So worse than Spock's brain is now normalized.
Oh, absolutely. After watching the first 2 seasons of Discovery, when I went back and watched Spock's Brain and Way to Eden, masterpieces. Comparatively, I couldn't even do. I was going to do a video on my 5 worst TOS episodes, and after watching Discovery, there is no 5 bad TOS episodes.
No, I completely agree with that. And if I could, this is what I would do this morning. Score! Loki's army on its way to destroy STD, Kurtzman, all of CBS for what they have done to Star Trek. Thank you so very much, everyone. Thank you for the panel. Thank you, Bird, for literally saving me on this episode because I can't. I can't.
No worries.
I can't do it. We will be back next week for more STD. Yay. We have got Cyberpunk coming to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on 7 Kinds of Mischief. Hopefully I will see you all there. Samantha Joe, what are the Valkyries up to?
The Valkyries will be doing a retrospective on The Expanse on Friday mornings as we get ready for the new season premiere. So
nice. Good sci-fi on the way with The Expanse.
Good sci-fi. Yeah.
Oh shit. Dave Bob. You're gonna tag team with me tomorrow for
Oh yeah, I'll be there. All
right.
At least we'll have something that we can discuss that we actually enjoy.
I'm praying. Keep your fingers crossed. I want to see the Mandalorian 11. Mandalorian's 11. Canuck, what do you got coming up?
Well, we've got Stalin Part 4 coming on History with R&R tomorrow, and then next Tuesday, Loki, and Chris Knight will star in the next radio show. So that should be fun.
Awesome.
Shit. Loki or where's my spotted dick? Yeah.
Well,
get the fuck out of here, Peter.
A little bit of both.
Oh, Bird, what do you got going on, brother?
Probably do some gaming or open lines later on the Bird will Pray 5X channel. And tomorrow, Bed Life. My usual 5 p.m. Eastern.
Guys, if you are not subscribed to Bird of Prey 5, check out his channel. He knows more about Star Trek than any other human being on the face of this planet. I stick to that.
And that's clearly not true.
And he thinks it. He's a very humble man. He'll argue with me on my own show about how smart he is about Star Trek, but I'm telling you, this guy knows his shit. And if Bird says it's so, it's so. You know, the old make it so. Well, Bird makes it so and knows his Star Trek. Thank you guys so very much for being here on this panel. Thank you all for hanging out with us and listening to this. We will catch you guys next time. Everyone have a great day. I'm going to give you guys some Kratos on the way out here because the outro is currently in fix it mode. Yes, in review to get something fixed. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you guys later tonight.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.